the scroll of the Blue Highway, the hidden sea route to freedom that history almost forgot. When chains learn to whisper. They say freedom walks through forests and over rivers, but few speak of when it sailed. During the 19th century, while enslaved souls in the American South tore apart forests and ran through dark swamps, a more silent pathway opened, the Blue Highway, the maritime escape route along the Atlantic coast. Thousands of enslaved people, with help from black sailors, dock workers, and sympathetic hands, hid aboard ships under decks, in crates, or disguised as crew. They turned the sea, the same sea that carried them into bondage, into the sea of their deliverance. Tsuku, The Voyage of Lear Green, 1857. One of the stories that survived in shards. An 18-year-old woman named Lear Green was so determined to break her bonds that she was sealed inside a wooden chest under cover of darkness aboard a steamship bound for Philadelphia. 18 hours. In that coffin of wood she held her breath, her resolve. When dawn broke, she emerged. Free. Her name enters the ledger of escape, but most textbooks ignore her. She sailed the Blue Highway. She became legend. This freedom path was dangerous. Storms, discovery, betrayal, suffocation. Each voyage a gamble with death, yet it was collective. Every crewman who looked the other way, every dock worker who brought water, they became conspirators in liberation. This maritime route complemented the Underground Railroad on land. Together, they formed a network of hope bridging water and soil. We know fragmented names. Moses Roper, who escaped to England and published his narrative. Lear Green, who risked the coffin. Hundreds, maybe thousands, whose names we may never know, souls swallowed by the sea of unrecorded courage. The Blue Highway whispers, freedom is never bound to land. Resistance is creative. The ship that carries chains can carry liberation if hearts are bold. So look to the docks, to the salt, to the wind, and remember the sea's double face. It swallows, yes, but sometimes it sails us home. The sea remembers every name it swallowed, every prayer whispered through rope and salt, every heartbeat that dared to rise above chains. They thought the water was their prison, but the ocean was listening. When the moon hung low, it whispered to the tide, "Tonight, be kind." And the waves, mother-like, obeyed. Boxes became coffins, coffins became wombs, and wombs as ever became rebirth. The ship creaked, unaware that in its belly hid a revolution. One girl, one chest, one breath against 1,000 years of silence. 18 hours in darkness. 18 hours of unbroken faith. 18 hours for the sea to change her name. The stars above bent low to watch. They blinked thrice, and the constellation shifted course. The North Star burned brighter. It was her mother's eye keeping vigil. When she rose from the box, the night did not end. It simply began to sing. Hidden verse for the collective. I am the breath beneath the planks. I am the tide that turned the chains to dust. I am the whisper the sailors never heard, and I am still sailing.